श्रीनिवासयति श्रेष्ठदया पात्रं गुणान्वितः कौशिको अनन्तरङ्गार्यः चिरं विजयतां भुवि वेदान्तदेशिकयतीन्द्रकटाक्षलब्धत्रय्यन्तसारमनवध्यगुणम्बुदाग्रयं नारायणाध्ययति तुर्यकृपाभिषिक्तं श्रीरङ्गनाथयति शेखरम् आश्रयामः. Namaskaram to all the Bhagavatas. It is with immense joy and reverence that Adian welcomes you all on behalf of SRG School of Vedanta to this sacred gathering where we all delve into the profound journey of integrating spiritual practices after Samashrayanam. Samashrayanam, the sacred initiation where one surrenders to the lotus feet of the Acharya and receives the Pancha Samskaras, marks the beginning of a life dedicated to Bhagavad Anubhavam, experiencing the divine presence of Lord Sriman Narayana. However, the true essence of this initiation lies not just in the ceremony, but in the conscious effort to imbibe the teachings of our acharyas into our daily lives. Through practices like Nitya Anushtanam, Nama Japam, Aradhanai, and services to devotees, we cultivate humility, compassion, and unwavering devotion. By aligning our actions with the principles of Sharanagati, we gradually dissolve the ego and strengthen our connection with the divine. May this event serve as a guiding light for all of us to deepen our devotion, seek the grace of our Acharya lineage, and stay blissful while we are still here in this material world. Let us begin with the divine blessings of Perumal Tayar and our Acharyas. Today, we are immensely blessed to be under the guidance of Sri Dr. Uve Narasimha Anantarangacharya Mama and our beloved Srimati Dr. Usha Narasimhan Mami, who are a beacon of knowledge in this sampradaya. They are ever willing to share their knowledge and dispel us from ignorance and take us on the joyous journey to a blissful path of light, truly which leads us in the Archiradi Margam. Today, we will in particular learn about the importance of sadhana and anushtanam from our beloved Mama and Mami. Though the speakers for today need no introduction, it is my bhagyam to provide a brief peek into their illustrious lives. Dr. Narasimhan Anantarangacharya Mama earned his PhD in Sanskrit from Karnataka University, Bangalore. He holds a Vidvat Uttama degree in Vishishtadvaita Vedanta from Chamraj Sanskrit College, an MPhil from Karnataka Sanskrit University, and an MA in Sanskrit from Karnataka State Open University. I go breathless by the time I read his accredits itself. With profound expertise in Vedanta, Purva, Mimamsa, Nyaya, and Sankhya, Mama studied the three Vedanta systems under our Pracharyan Maha Mahopadhyaya Vedanta Vidwan Dr. N.S.A. Swami. He also trained in Vyakarana and Nyaya Shastras and the Sayana Bhashya on Krishna Yajurveda under Maha Mahopadhyaya Sri Sheshachala Sharma. Dr. Narasimhan Mama has authored several books on Vishishtadvaita and published papers comparing the commentaries of Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, and Madhvacharya on the Brahma Sutras, as well as the works of Shabara Swami and Vedanta Desika's works on the, I might be wrong in pronouncing this, please pardon me, Apaurusheyat Vadikarana of Jainini. He has not left any stone unturned in also being a software entrepreneur. He's worked in the software industry for over 3 decades, holding senior positions and traveling immensely. He also holds a PGDIM from the Indian Institute of Science and a Bachelor's of Engineering in Electrical Engineering from Bangalore University. To follow his credits, we also have Usha Narasimhan Mami, who has been transforming many lives, including Adians. Sri Ranga Gopala School of Vedanta, which we fondly call as SRG School of Vedanta, has been set up by the grace of preceptors of Mami. After having studied Vedanta and passing the certification examination in Vishishtadvaita, she was urged by her preceptor, Dr. N.S.A. Swami, Vedanta Vidwan, to spread this authentic, traditional, philosophical knowledge so that the desirous, deserving people like us can benefit from this and lead a life of blissful experiences. In line with that, she began teaching the powerful Vedanta Deshika Stotra several decades ago. Many children and adults have been benefiting from this profound service of Mami even today. Her PhD thesis titled A Working Model of Spiritual Intelligence is a course blending Vedanta with modern management techniques. This has brought relief from stress for many working corporates such as me, especially the working middle-aged class. This is being offered to the general public and hopes to make inroads into the corporates too. Mami is a B.Tech from the IIT Madras and also holds a MA Sanskrit from KSOU, an MPhil, Vidwat, and PhD from Karnataka University. It is our bhagyam to be spending our lives where we can cross paths with such profound scholars such as Mami and Mama. And we are all extremely blessed that they are so kind in guiding us in this journey. Adian will now hand over to Usha Mami to guide us through the topic of today, the importance of sadhana and anushtanam, whereby we learn how to integrate spiritual practices after Samashrayanam. Adian Mami.
Thank you, Sujata. That was a very detailed introduction. Anyway, we all know very well that it is only on account of God's grace that we have reached a position like this, unimaginable position. While we were moving between jobs, we never ever thought that one day we would be able to set up the school and complete our Acharyan's dictum to spread the Sampradaya. Thanks to Soumya Rajagopal, who is the director of the school, we are able to do that. And now the latest to join our team is Sujata Varadarajan, who now introduced Adian and my husband. A warm welcome to her also, and pray to the Lord and Acharyas that she is always with us and rendering service, loving service to the Sampradaya. Now we come to the topic of today, life after Samashrayanam. All of you have completed Samashrayanam and you have known that Samashrayanam comprises Pancha Samskaras, 5 Samskaras. Samskara is ability to do something, and that reflects on the prerequisites of a task. If you want to do Vishnu worship, then you have to do all these 5 Pancha Samskaras. Only then you will have the worthiness to do Vishnu worship. That you would have understood from the introductory talk when you did Samashrayanam. Now, you may ask, why should I do Vishnu worship? If we reflect a bit about our own lives, we will realize that when we leave this place, I'm sure all of you know that you are souls, you are not the body, and you are like the operating system in the computer. Just like the operating system is the controller of the memory as well as the video projection, the audio enabling, all these. So also we, the Jivatma, are inside this body controlling all the sense organs like the audio projections like our mouth and video projections like our eyes, like that. If your computer is connected to a tower through either your router, then the tower is like God. Unless there is a stimulation from there, your Wi-Fi will not be working. So we know very well that we are just instruments in the hands of the Lord. And to put it in Sanskrit, Jnananandamayaha tu Atma Sheshohi Paramatmanaha. We are of the form of blissful consciousness. And we are Seshaha, subservient to the Lord. Subservience involves two portions. One being completely dependent on the Lord, Paratantra. Understanding that, and then being grateful to God for whatever goodness has come our way. And then Pararthya, existing only for the sake of Lord, doing all our work only to please the Lord, and as a consequence, the Bhagavatas, the devotees of the Lord. When we lead a life like this, only then we are in our true nature as a Jivatma. We all know this. That is why we have done Samashrayanam. So as we leave this body, we are not going to take with us any of these material possessions. And what we take with us is only the karma vasanas or reminiscent impressions. You might have seen prodigies who identify ragas even at the age of 5. This is because in their previous births they have done a lot of sadhana, everybody says. So whatever you have extremely involved yourself in, those impressions, that knowledge you carry with you from birth to birth, everything else is left behind. So isn't it obvious that we have to strive to carry good karma vasanas from here to the next birth? Therefore, we have to make sure that our reminiscent impressions, those impressions which are formed by repeatedly doing work, like a person doing sadhana and music, carries the music abilities into his next birth. Like that, we have to make sure we carry the right vasanas into our next birth. Isn't that obvious? And that is success because we leave everything else behind. Now, the scriptures say that what is it that we have to learn here? What is the impression that we have to gather out here? We know that to come to conclusion about any aspect of life, we cannot rely on our sense organs. Our sense organs are highly limited. If you take the eye, it cannot see beyond violet, it cannot see below red. Only between which are those colors, frequencies it can see. Likewise, the ear, it cannot hear below 20 decibels, it cannot hear above 20,000 decibels. All our sense organs are so limited that the scientists who had told in the beginning everything comprises of matter, today they say that 90% of what is around is dark matter. Dark matter means we don't know anything about it, because these are all cannot be known from our sense organs. Even if you use a microscope or telescope, finally you have to use your sense organ to perceive it. Therefore, we can be very, very sure that with our sense organs, we have not gathered all the knowledge about the world. The only way out is the scriptures. The scriptures are Apta Vakya. These are the sentences told by rishis who are aptas. Aptas are those who want to help others who are in distress. So you might have seen Apta Mitra, an app for help in COVID. Apta is a friend who comes when there is a need. He is a true friend. The rishis are true friends, and they have given to us the Shastras, which will be our guiding lamp in this world. Now, the Shastras say, Sa Vidya Ya Vimuktaye. Only that is knowledge which helps you to get liberated. All others is not true knowledge at all. Because whatever knowledge you have gained about science and maths and English, this is only going to help you in the material world, and you are going to leave all this behind. What you are going to take with you is only the transcendental impressions, and these are got by experiencing the transcendental even while you are here. Now, how do we do that? How do we gain that ultimate vidya which leads us to liberation? Another important statement in the Shastras which you might have come across many a time is Krishnam Dharmam Sanatanam. The Lord is Sanatana, beginningless, and He is Dharma. Dharma here means Upaya, the means. The means to all ends is only the Lord. This is the meaning of Krishnam Dharmam Sanatanam. The Lord is completely capable of granting all our wishes. Now, what is our wish? It is to gain the experience of the transcendent so that we can move with it, this wonderful impression, into our next birth. When this is the wish, when the Lord is capable of granting our wish, then why the delay? Not everybody is able to experience the transcendent. We realize that the Lord will give this experience only to those who are extremely devoted to Him. He Himself declares in the scriptures that Bhaktya tu ananyaya shaktaha. It is not possible to make the Lord grant our prayers for any reason except being pleased on account of our bhakti. Bhakti is extreme love along with respect. The love that you show towards your elders is called bhakti. The love that you show towards the younger ones is called vatsalya, where you ignore their blemishes and try to encourage them at all times. So, with this love and respect, when you approach the Lord with bhakti, then He satisfies all your prayers. Now, how do I do bhakti to the Lord? In this, we have to understand that bhakti to the Lord can be done in several ways. We can just start thinking about Him and develop love for Him. We can start hearing about Him and develop love for Him. But there is a very efficient way of doing bhakti. Why I am telling this is because you should not come back and ask me, is this the only way to do bhakti? No. This is the smartest way to do bhakti to Vishnu. Vishnu is Krishna and He is the all-powerful inner controller of all in this world. Therefore, it makes sense to do bhakti to Him. And there is a lot of sense in doing bhakti as prescribed in the Shastras. Of course, there should be love. Of course, there should be yearning for Him. But this procedure also has to be followed, because as this procedure is followed day after day, bhakti, love for Him, will automatically increase in us. And this is the most efficient way of doing bhakti to the Lord. Now, the Shastras say that you have to wake up in the Brahma Muhurta. Brahma Muhurta is 1.5 Muhurtas before the sunrise, and you have to chant Hari Hari 7 times. Hari Hari, the word Hari itself dispels all your sins. Just like fire burns the finger even if it is touched unintentionally, without having any love for God, if you simply say Hari Hari, then all the sins are burnt out. This is the compassion of the Lord. He doesn't expect you that you must say everything with a full mind. Early in the morning, just chant Hari Hari, that is enough, and all your negative tendencies will be blown out. These are the words of the rishis who are the aptas. Then, after that, one has to think for some time about how one is going to spend the rest of the day. Left to ourselves, we will be in the reactive mode. Reactive mode is whenever there is an action required from you because of a stimulus from the outside world, you do some work. That is called reaction. And you all know that in today's world, it is very important to be proactive rather than reactive. So, proactive is thinking well ahead what to do during the day and trying to stick to your planned schedule. So, you wake up in the morning and in your bed itself, you try to think what is the right thing to do throughout the day. Then you start remembering that whatever transcendental knowledge in the form of the Upadesha you received during Samashrayanam is the best thing that happened to you, because that is going to develop bhakti in you, and with bhakti your prayers for being in divine communion and for being blissful will be satisfied by the Lord, and you will carry that to your next birth. So, with all this in mind, you will first be grateful to the Acharyas and the Lord Himself who has made it possible for this wonderful Vidya. This is called Sat Vidya. This is the noble Vidya, the knowledge about the transcendent and the knowledge about how to reach the transcendent. This Vidya and Sat Achara. Achara is conduct, a very good noble conduct. Whatever procedures we are going to see today, that is Sat Achara. So this Jnana and Achara which you have chanced upon in your birth is definitely the best thing that has happened to you in all these births, because this is going to give you bhakti in the Lord, and that bhakti you will carry it with you from this birth to the next birth. Therefore, we have to be grateful to the God and Acharyas for what we have received. Then, after that, little bit of contemplation on the Lord and Acharyas with a very grateful mind, we next contemplate on what is to be done throughout the day. We know that the Shastras have designated work for us to do according to our Varna and Ashrama. Varna is Jati, Brahmana, Kshatriya, like that. And Ashrama is Sannyasi, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Brahmachari, like that. Well, you need not go into all those details. People who are of your age, who are having a noble conduct and who have mastered the Vedas, what kind of life they lead, if you can find out, you just have to copy them. That's all, because they are role models for you. Now, whatever they do at your age, that is your Nitya Naimittika Karma. Typically, ladies have to manage the house, keep it peaceful, keep it blissful and happy, and nourish all the people at home. And the men have a set of rituals to do, starting from Sandhya Vandanam. Like this, these are called Nitya Naimittika, means those activities that has to be done when there is a nimitta. Nimitta means reason. For example, when it's Amavasya, then you have to do Tarpanam. And when it is Paurnami, you have to do Sthali Pakam, which is a part of Vaishwadeva. Like this, depending on what day it is, certain additional Vaidika karmas are designated. These are called Naimittika karmas. So you have to think over what are the Nitya Naimittika karmas you have to do for the day, and then most importantly, you must pray to God that you complete all these successfully, because very important knowledge that you have is Tena Vina Trinamapina Chalati. Without him, even a blade of grass cannot move. And you do all your day-to-day work only because you want to experience that. When you are trying to do your work and when you find there's an obstacle, when the Lord intervenes, you feel so good that somewhere from the blue you've got a blessing. All these only contribute to our developing bhakti in the Lord. That is why we have been prescribed this Nitya Naimittika karmas in the first place. Therefore, we begin the day with a prayer to the Lord that He alone can complete all our work successfully, and we are only going to sit back and watch how He does this for us, and then enjoy His noble qualities, enjoy His compassion as the day goes. When you begin the day like this, you have accomplished something really good, because this is what is called Karma Yoga, which is a very important part of the Bhakti Yoga. Those who have embarked on liberation, the first step for them is to do work in a very detached manner, to do work as a worship of the Lord. And the work becomes worship of the Lord when you start tracing the hand of the Lord in what all work you do. And when you start believing that it is the Lord who completes the work for you, then automatically from the beginning of the day, you will have the ability to track the role of God in whatever work you do. So this is a good beginning, and this is a very important factor in developing bhakti, by having direct experience of the sankalpa of the Lord in your life. So this step is not to be missed. So in your bed itself, you chant Haril Harihi to remove all your negative thoughts. Be grateful to the acharyas and to Lord for having made you embark on this wonderful journey, and then you think of all the Nitya Naimitika karmas that you have to do for the day and pray to the Lord to make sure that you are able to complete it. Then begins all the actions. Now, we go about during our normal daily routine, the daily ablutions, and a very important change in that is we have to include what is called achamana. After having a bath, we have to purify ourselves once more. A bath only purifies the body externally. Internal purification is done by doing achamana. For achamana, the hands have to be very clean, and typically one has to wash their hands with fresh water. If you have stored water, then don't use that. Use fresh water. If you are using well water, then freshly drawn well water. That is the best water. With that, with the hands which are clean, one has to place a drop of water on the right hand and say Achyuta and drop it into the mouth. And the second sip, Ananta. The third, Govinda. These three names, in Vishnu Sahasranama, it is told that it is capable of dispelling all diseases, both mental and physical. Therefore, at every step of purification, we do achamana. It could be after a bath, it could be after eating, it could be before eating, it could be before japa, it could be as soon as you come back from outside and wash your legs, then you do achamana. Whenever you try to purify yourself, purification is not complete without achamana. So slowly try to integrate achamana in your daily practice. For men it is different. Adiyan's husband will talk about it in the end. What I told, telling Achyuta, Ananta, Govinda is for women. Now, after doing that, you have to adorn Urdhva Pundra. You must have been introduced to it during your Samashrayana. In 12 places of the body, you have to wear Tirman and Sri Charanam. This is for both physical as well as mental health. And then you have to do Sudarshana Panchajanya Dhyana. On the right hand is Sudarshana, on the left hand is Panchajanya. They have been embossed during our Samashrayana. We have to do dhyana of them and tell the respective shlokas. We will be seeing that shortly. What are those shlokas? Then men have to do Sandhya Vandanam. So before Sandhya Vandanam, you have to do Achamana and adorning the Urdhva Pundra. Then after Sandhya Vandanam, one has to recite all the Acharya Taniyans, which is there in your Taniyan book. And then you have to do the Japam of the 3 mantras. We will tell you how to do the Japam also. Then after doing the Japam, men have to do Aradhanam, Saligrama Aradhanam. Even before doing the physical aradhanam, they have to do mental aradhanam. It is called manasika aradhanam. Women will be doing only manasika aradhanam and not bahya aradhanam. In the bahya aradhanam done by the man of the house, the woman helps in all ways. And we know at all the noble acts, righteous acts done by men, half the credit goes to the women. Therefore, we have to play a very important role in assisting them to do all these Vedic karyas, Vedic rituals. Then, after that, as a person who is a Shri Vaishnavite who is performing Vishnu Puja daily in a sincere manner, you have to do couple of more things like show extreme gratitude to the acharyas who have initiated you into this path. So, like we celebrate the birthdays of our children and of our grandparents and parents at home, with the same or probably more bhakti, we have to celebrate the birthdays of our acharyas. These are called Tiru Nakshatras. And if you are on the WhatsApp group, you will come to know of it. If you are not there, you yourself can note the month and the nakshatra and be aware when it comes during the year. If possible, go to the mutt or ashram, or even you can celebrate it at home itself. And then, whenever the Acharya attains Paramapadam, those days are also celebrated in the mutt and ashram. It is important to join that function on that day and partake of the remains of the food left over by the Brahmanas. This is a simple method of keeping in touch with your Acharya Parampara. Then, last but not the least, what I have told you is a list of things to do. Now, these are done physically. Is it that they are done only physically? When anything is done only physically with the mind elsewhere, that is called Kevala Karma. Kevala Karma does not beget bhakti at all. We have to do all the karmas with the fact of reality in the mind. Reality is we as soul, Jivatma, can only do sankalpa, can only will, but the entire job is got done by the Lord. Therefore, the Lord is all powerful, almighty, who controls every small thing in this universe. Tena vina trinamapi na chalati. Being so, we can never be proud of any achievement of ours. All the achievements have been granted to us by the grace of the Lord and the Acharyas. Because we are very, very sure now, as we experience the Lord more and more in the work we do, we will become very, very sure that we are not capable of doing anything on our own. Even if you have to go down the road to buy a packet of curd, if you get interrupted by your neighbor, by the time you reach the shop might have got closed. It was not in your hands. Many a time such interventions from the Lord you can trace, and that will happen only when you try to trace the role of God in the work you do. And when you do that, you develop the most important Atma Guna, the quality of the Jivatma, Atma, that it is subservient to the Lord. It is absolutely dependent on the Lord. Even for its very existence, it is dependent on the Lord. Only when the inner controller is Antaryami, is within us, we are there, otherwise we are not there. Our very existence is dependent on the Lord. Being so, how can we pride ourselves on anything? Most important is not to have ahankara or ego. Whether it is the ability of the body or whether it is the ability of the mind, whether it is having a body of a particular caste or whether it is being born in a particular vamsha which has got lot of money or lot of vidvat, any of that, or whether it is your own abilities All these have been granted by the Lord, and they are continuously being granted by the Lord. Being aware of that reality, one will never ever have any kind of pride in these. The only time you can pat yourself on your back is when you remember these realities. Because most of the time, the Maya around is so strong that we are not able to remember it. If you remember it well in time so that you are not egoistic, then you can pat yourself on the back and thank God for that. That kind of an outlook, that kind of absolute selflessness one should develop, and this is very, very important, as important as the procedures which have been delineated above. Now we go on to the details of these procedures. When you wake up in the morning, some shlokas have been given here. I will quickly go through them. The shloka is all about Gajendra Moksha. Grahagraste Gajendre Rudati Sarabasam Tam Arukhya. There's a split there. Tam Arukhya Dhavan Vyaghornan Malya Bhusha Vasana Parikaro Megha Gambhira Ghosha Abhibrano Rathangam Sharam Asi Abhayam Shankha Chapau Saketau Hastaihi Kaumodakim Api Avatu Harihi Asau Amhasam Samhate Naha. Like Garuda was caught by the crocodile, so like Gajendra was caught by the crocodile, O Lord Hari, I am caught by my Amha, it is Amhasam, it is my sins. These sins are completely drowning me in the samsara sagara. Please protect me, Mam Avatu. That is the essence of this shloka. You can further contact us to know the word meaning of this. Then after reciting this shloka along with Harir Hari, you have to now take your sankalpa to do all the work Bhagavad Prityartham. So the sankalpa reads Bhagavad Prityartham Kanmanyata Siddhyartham Pratasnanam Aham Karishye. This is snanam, that you are doing your daily ablutions only to please the Lord. All these you need not say, but in your mind, every time you do any act, you can remember that you are doing it only because of the grace of the Lord, and that with the completion of the act, you are going to experience the role of God in that act, and because of that, you're going to get more and more intimate with Him. And this was the purpose of doing the act. That is why it is called Bhagavad Prityartham, only for pleasing the Lord. The Lord is most pleased when you love Him. He loves him who loves Him. That's what the Shastra says. Whom does the Lord love? He loves him who loves Him. Therefore, He reciprocates our love. And how will we develop love or bhakti for Him? Only when we realize how much of help He is doing to us in our day-to-day life. So this Bhagavad Prityartham, doing all the jobs in order to please the Lord, involves understanding that the Lord is the doer of the work, and our role is to understand how He has helped us to do the work, and then start developing gratitude and all kinds of positive feelings towards Him. Now, after this, wearing the Urdhva Pundra, one has to recite this shloka which is given, which is typically done by men. So, my husband will explain it in the last 15 minutes. What ladies have to do, they have to, after doing the achamana, place a little bit of water in the palm and then take the tirman, and then you can say Narasimha, 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 because the men say the Narasimha Bija mantra and etc. Instead, you can call Narasimha because he is the protector, and after that you have to dissolve little bit of tirman. care has to be taken not to use too much Tirman and waste it. And after dissolving a bit of Tirman in the water, one has to place these U-shaped mark on various parts of the body. You can see on the forehead it is written face. There you have to, using a stick, make a U-shaped mark. For men it is U, for women only the bottom of the U. And while doing that, you have to say Keshavaya Namaha. As then you have to follow what is given in this list, different parts of the body. The stomach portion on the left side, on the middle, and then the chest, and then the neck, and then the stomach on the right side, the right arm, and then the neck. For each position, you have to place the Thiruman while you are telling this particular mantra. And for men, they have to say Pranava before telling the mantra. Women have to say So, in this process, entire body, right side, then entire left side, stomach, the arm, and then the neck. Then the back portion, the waist, where during our pujutal, they do some puja there. At that position, Damodarai Namaha, and then the neck, Damodarai Namaha, Padmanabhaya Namaha, and whatever Thiruman is left, place it on the head by saying Vasudevaya Namaha. Then next, wash your hand, place little water, and take the Sri Churnam, the red one for women, the yellow one for men, and then dissolve it. And then at these places in the same order, for women who are married, who are Sumangali, they have to place a tilak, which is of the shape of a pumpkin seed or the flame of the lamp. This is given in the Anhika books. For others, you have to place a long straight line, women, and even, of course, even men. Now, as you place this shape, women can use shand and make the drawing, and on top of that, you can keep kumkum powder. That's also okay. Men use Sri Charana. Now, as you place this in those respective places, you have to chant the mantra for Tayar. For example, you have placed Thiruman on the forehead. Now you have to place the Sri Churnam. That time you must say Shriyai Namaha. Then, when you place at the bottom of near the stomach, in the middle, you must say Amritodbhavayai Namaha, like that. And if you don't have time to place all the 12, then you can place the first one, which is on the forehead, and then you can place the last one, which is at the back of the neck, Damodarai Namaha, Surasundaryai Namaha, and then whatever is left of the Sri Churnam, place it at the center of the head, saying Sarva Abhishta Phala Pradayai Namaha. Sarva Abhishta Phala Pradayai Namaha. Like this, in a minimum of 3 places, and best all 12 plus 1, 13 places, one has to add on Thiruman and Sri Churnam in the morning. This is called Urdhva Pundra Dharana. Without doing Urdhva Pundra Dharana, one should not undertake any Vedic ritual, including Sandhya Vandanam. This is the prime necessity for doing any Vedic ritual. That's why it is called Samskara. Now, having done that, we have to pray to all the gods in these 12 positions by reciting these shlokas. I will read them once so that you can listen to the recording later and pronounce them correctly. ललाटे सततं देव्या श्रिया सह विराजितं चतुश्चक्रं नमस्यामि केशवं कनकप्रभम् अमृतोद्भवया देव्या समाश्लिष्टम् अथोदरे नारायणं घनश्यामं चतुःशङ्खं नमाम्यहं नित्यं कमलया श्लिष्टं हृदये करुणाम्बुधिं माधवं मणिभङ्गाभं चिन्तयामि चतुर्गदं देव्या च चन्द्रशोभिन्या मम कण्ठे विराजितं चन्द्रभासं चतुष्षार्ङ्गं गोविन्दम् अभिसंश्रये विष्णुपत्न्याख्यया देव्या कुक्षौ दक्षिणपार्श्वगं विष्णुं चतुर्हलं वन्दे पद्मकिञ्जल्कसन्निभं वैष्णवी संज्ञया देव्या कलितं दक्षिणे भुजे चतुर्मुसलम् अब्जाभं संश्रये मधुसूदनं कण्ठस्य दक्षिणे पार्श्वे वरारोहाधिपं प्रभुं वरारोह अधिपं प्रभुं that's a break there वरारोहाधिपं प्रभुम् अग्निवर्णं चतुःखड्गं भावयामि त्रिविक्रमं हरिवल्लभया देव्या वामकुक्षौ स्थितं हरिं वामनं बालसूर्याभं चतुर्वज्रं विभावये वामबाहौ महाबाहुं शार्ङ्गिन्याः पतिमव्ययं श्रीधरं पुण्डरीकाभं चतुःपट्टं समाश्रये देवदेविकया देव्या वामकण्ठे विभासितं चतुर्मुद्गरम् अभ्येमि हृषीकेशं तटिप्रभं कटिमध्यगया देव्या महालक्ष्म्या विराजितं पञ्चायुधं पद्मनाभं प्रणमामि अर्करोचिषं प्रणमामि अर्क together become प्रणमाम्यर्करोचिषम् अवटौ सुरसुन्दर्याः पतिम् अद्भुतरूपिणं दामोदरं चतुःपाशम् इन्द्रकोपनिभं भजे सर्वेषामखिलाभीष्टफलदाश्लिष्टविग्रहं वासुदेवम् उपासेऽहं पूर्णेन्दु अयुतसन्निभम् Purnendu U plus A becomes Va. Purnendvayuta Sannibham. This way we will take a while before we tell the shlokas correctly. You can repeatedly listen to this recording. Several other recordings also on the internet. And you can perfect and then by heart it. It will take a while, but you do that and then it takes just 3 minutes to fold our hands in namaskara position in all 12 places while reciting this shloka. This way you have ensured that the Lord in these places is protecting your body all the time. Now, the next one is Sudarshana Panchadanya Dhyana. You have to place your Anjali Mudra on the right shoulder and say Sudarshana Mahajwala Koti Surya Samaprabha Ajnana Andhasya Me Deva Vishnoho Margam Pradarshaya. On the left side, Panchajanya. Panchajanya Nijadhvana Dhvasta Pataka Sanjaya Pahimam Papinam Ghora Samsara Arnava Patinam. These two slokas praying for protection from Sudarshana and Panchajanya. Then after that we have to do Achamana and special Achamana because the japa is going to start. Of course, before the japa, you have to tell all the taniyans. Now, Acharya taniyans, and then do the japa. When you are doing the Ashtakshara mantra japa, ladies can just directly say Am Namo Narayanaya. That is enough. But if they are more enthusiastic, they can also tell the Sankalpa and then the Dhyana shlokas also. At this point, I will hand over to my husband. He will explain for men. Women can do the Sankalpa as well as the Dhyana, but they should not tell the Pranava, they should say That is the only difference. Now I will call my husband to explain for men, and then women can also do in the similar manner by replacing Pranava with So please wait a while before I call him.
I am there. I have joined just now.
Okay. You can continue.
Yeah,
Ashtakshara mantra japam.
all of you. So before the mantra japam for men, I would like to specifically tell a few things. Yeah, I can also share the slides. From the point of view of men, I think generally for everyone and especially for women, you have been already told uh, the details. And now let me tell a few things that are applicable to men. Okay, so the very first thing that I would suggest men is that the mantras, Vedic mantras that are used in all the anushtanas, for example, Sandhya Vandana or Bhagavad Aradhana, any other karma that you do, like those who are eligible to do shraddhas, for example. So those mantras, I think it is extremely important that you learn with proper swaras from a guru, because that is something which is seems to be missing in many people. So it's very important that many of you may not have the opportunity to do the entire Vedadhyanam, but at least these mantras should be recited with proper swaras. It's very important. Without swaras, the meanings, can change, and the Veda mantras will not have the proper effect. So it is important that is the first thing that I want to stress upon all of you. Very important. And while taking a bath, generally, Aghamarshana Sukta is recommended for men, where this is a small mantra in Mahanarayana Upanishad, which is called Aghamarshana Sukta. Om Ritancha Satyancha Bhidhat Tapasodhyajayata. It starts like that. And this sukta has to be, if you can learn and recite it during bath, it is recommended. It is told that this is to be recited during bath. Okay, after bath, you have to do achamanam. Generally, anytime we wet our feet, we do pada prakshalane. That time, we have to do achamanam after that. So we may not be able to do proper smarta chamanam all the time, but you can do shrotra chamanam also. That is, you just do om like this. Just say om and touch your ear, right ear. Om, like that is called shrotra chamana. That you can do when you are not able to do with properly with the smarta chamana with the 12 places and all that. Okay, and three achamanas and all. So that achamana after that, you have to wear urdhva pundra. While we are mixing the tiruman and with the water, that time we have to pray for Bhudevi. Uddhrata Sivara Hena Krishnena Shatabahuna. This is also a mantra in Mahanarayana Upanishad. And the Mritike that we are going to wear, that is Bhudevi Swarupa. We pray to her. Mritike Haname Papam Yanmaya Dushkritam Kritam Tvaya Hatena Papena Jiva Misharadashatam. And after that Gandhadvara Andura Dharsha. That mantra. So these are to be recited while we are preparing the Tirman, and we are going to wear it before that. And after that, reciting the Urdhva Pundra Dhyana Shlokas, which you just now heard. You wear the Urdhva Pundras as per the order that is mentioned. Okay, and that is first on the forehead, and Udara, then heart, then neck, Kantha, and then right Parshva, right side, and then the Dakshina Bahu, the right forearm, arm, and then the right side of the neck, then the left side and the neck, left side of the arm, and then the left side of the Kantha, and then back side, and then behind the neck. So these are the 12 places, and in that order is how it is to be worn. Okay, these are all basically established in the parampara through proper pramanas. And Swami Deshikan, in a work called Satcharita Raksha, he has explained all these which proper pramanas, how it has to be done and all that. There are, of course, very intricate details in that, but generally, these are the general things at the first level that we need to follow, understand, and follow that. That is about the Urdu Kundra. And then do the Pratha Sandhya Vandanam. After that, Japam. Okay, and while doing Japam, before that, after Pratha Sandhya Vandanam, you can do the Taniyan Anusandhanam of your Parampare, of your Acharya Parampare. And Parkalmat, for example, Parkalmat Acharya Parampare, like that. Asau iti abhagavataha. Asau Acharya Vamshaha Jneyaha Dhyayascha. The Pramana says that we have to remember them with Kritagnyata, that they have done so much of upkara for us. Our Acharya Vamsha, from the current Acharya to Bhagavan, who is the Prathamacharya, we have to remember them. And that also brings in Manasika Shuddhi, Manas Shuddhi. Patanjali says in the Yoga Sutra also, Vitaraga Vishayam Va Chittam. So it purifies our mind when we recite the Taniyan of our Acharyas. And after that, we do the Japam. So Japam, when you do for each Japam, the three mantras, mainly we are talking about here, Mula Mantra, Dvaya Mantra, and Charma Shloka. These three mantras have got the Rishi, Chandas, and Devata. So that has to be recited, that has to be told. I hope you all got the Upadesha with Rishi, Devata, and Chandas. Rishi, Chandas, and Devata when you were initiated during Samashrayanam. If not, you will have to learn it from somebody, okay, properly, and then do it. And a public meeting like it may not be the right place to talk about that, but anyone who is interested, they can contact me or anybody close to you and get the details for each mantra, Rishi, Deva, Chandas, and Devata. And then the Dhyana Shloka is, of course, general that you would have listened to. Dhyana Shloka for the mantra. And then the Mula mantra with Pranava, which we recite, that has to be done. Pranava and Namah Shabda, and then Narayanaya. That you have to recite. And the number of times that you recite is equal to number of times of the Gayatri mantra. And generally, these mantras and Gayatri mantra should be always told, should never be told loudly. None of the mantras should be told loudly. Okay, it's called Upamshu Swara. That is inside your mind, you have to tell, recite. That is how it is to be recited. Okay, and then this mantra, this japam is very important. Yeah, shloka, I have not taken noted down here. Jnana shloka, we can share it anyway. You can listen to it. You can learn it by reading also later on. Okay, so that is, and then the Gayatri mantra, whatever number of times you have recited, equivalent to that, the Mula mantra should be recited. And similarly, the same should be repeated for Dvaya mantra and Charma shloka also. And after that, any other additional mantras based on your desire, you can get to Upadesha and recite them. For any mantra, when you recite, you have to recite the Tanyan of the Acharyan who has done the Upadesha to you, and then recite the mantra also. Okay, and these japams are very important for after Samashrayanam. And the japam is something which our acharyas say that Bhagavan will remember us when we are doing this japam. So any mantra that we tell with the proper, as told in the Vedas, the devate has to immediately attend to it, whatever is told in the mantra. Okay, and he is bound by the mantra. Similarly, when we decide about the mantra of Bhagavan and our relation to Bhagavan, Bhagavan will be thinking of us. So that is, and with the meaning, we have to do the japam, anusandhana of the meaning also. So the meanings have to be learned from the through kalakshepams, of course. And that is through Chillare Rahasyam, Marasitrisayam, all these granthas. When you do the Kalakshepam, you will learn the meanings in great detail. Okay? Basically, the Mula Mantra is telling that the first Pranava says Akara, Ukara, Makara. Akara is Bhagavad Vachaka, and Ukara has two meanings there. One is it is Mahalakshmi Vachaka. Second one is it gives the Avadharane, that is Eva is the meaning. And Makara stands for Jivatma, so it shows Ananya Sheshatva of the Jivatman to Bhagavan and Sri Devi. And then the Namashabda is talking about Ananyopayatva, that is Sharanagati, the Upaya, and then surrendering ourselves at the feet of the Lord. And Narayanaya says that we do all the Kainkaryas to Sriman Narayana, Sri Vishishta Bhagavan. So this is basically, these meanings have to be contemplated upon when we are reciting the mantras during the japam. And similarly, Dvai Mantra and Charma Shloka. So these meanings have to be learnt through Rahasya Granthas, where you get a very clear understanding of the meaning of the mantra. And after that, Japam, you do Bhagavad Aradhanam. So before each, you have to do Achamanam. After Pratha Sandhya, before you do the Japam, you have to do 2 Achamanams, and then Japam, and then conclude it with an Achamanam, and say this Japakhyam Karma, Bhagavan Swasme Swayameva Sakaritavane at the end of that. So for each of these karmas, beginning and end, Satvika Tyaga has to be done. Okay, similarly, after that, Bhagavad Aradhanam, you have to do 2 Achamanams in the beginning and 1 Achamanam at the end, generally, when we finish. So, Bhagavad Aradhanam, before that, 2 Achamanams have to be done. And after you do the Sankalpa, Manasika Aradhanam has to be done first, and then the Bahya Aradhana. So, both are very important. First, Manasika Aradhana has to be done after Sankalpa. There again, you would have listened to it in great detail during the Panchasamskara talk about that. There we do all the asanas and offer as we do in the Bahya Radhana, and then we do the Bahya Radhana, okay, with the proper things and all that. So this also again, you have to get Upadesha, and if you have not got Upadesha, it's good to get it from somebody, because there will be also somebody, elders in your own family, it will be best to get it also, because there will be some differences in Sampradaya from family to family. It could be there. Some of them offer Arghya first and then Padya, and in some Sampradayas, Padya is offered first and then Arghya is offered. So Arghya Padya Achamana instead of that, Padya Arghya Achamana. So if you have elders who are doing it, it will be good to get it from them so that you continue the Sampradaya as per your parampare, your Vamsha. So this Bhagavad Aradhana is also, so before the everywhere, for everything there is Satvika Tyaga in the beginning and in the end. And after that Madhyanika Sandhya, and there are many people do Madhyanika Sandhya either before Bhagavad Aradhana, and some people do even after Aradhana. It depends. You can do either way, because Bhagavad Aradhana is generally we do Ijja Aradhana, which is to be done later. So Madhyanika is done, and then Bhagavad Aradhana is done by most people. Some people, they do it afterwards also, and they wait for 12 p.m. and do it. That is okay. You can do like that also. Okay, and so these are the minimum things that one has to do. And evening, of course, Sayam Sandhya Vandana. And after Sayam Sandhya Vandana, again, Japam can be done, like Mula Mantra Japa, especially, it is recommended to be done. Okay, these are the minimum set of things that one has to do. A person who has been initiated into the Sri Vaishnava Diksha, has been given the Sri Vaishnava Diksha, has undergone Samashrayanam. These are the minimum things that one has to do on a daily basis. So initially, you may find it difficult. The Aradhanam and other things you can do in a Sangraha way that is need not be very elaborate. over a period of time, you can go on adding things to that as you desire. So it will not be a burden for you. And when we do many times over a period of time, you will find it very easy to do, and you will by heart many of those things, and you can do it fast. It will not be a burden for you. Initially, you may feel that it's taking a lot of time, and I don't have time and all that. Start during weekends and maybe whenever holidays and festivals days or special Tirunakshotram days and all those days. And then you can, over a period of time, you can start slowly on other days also. And as and when you do are able to do without referring to books and other things, you will see that it will not be a burden at all for you, and you will start liking it also. So that way, that is a good way to start practicing it. Okay. And the minimum of Purusha Suktam has to be recited during Tirumanjanam. And in case you don't have time at all, just tell Mula Mantram and then do the Tirumanjanam. That is also okay. And if you have many saligramas, you may not be able to do for all saligramas. Just do for one saligram with Mula Mantram. That is also fine. So, but for as much as possible, you should do totally. When there is no time or when you are not able to do, now instead of leaving it completely, do it in a small way, not very elaborate. That is also okay. So at least you would have done Bhagavad Aradhanam. Okay, you don't leave it totally. So this way, if you start practicing, you will not find it a burden over a period of time. Okay, these are some of the things that you have to. And in general things that has to be done is Vedadhyana is a must, very important. If you cannot do Veda Dhyana, the very first thing is that Sandhya Vandana, Bhagavaradhana, and these mantras have to be learned with proper swaras. Okay, and if there are many people who are not learned through swaras, this can be taught. Anybody will be willing to teach you, and you can approach people, and anybody will be willing to teach you. They will be more than happy to teach you with proper swaras. The Sandhya Vandana, Bhagavaradhana mantras, these are extremely important to be learned first. And do Veda Adhyanam as much as possible. You have to try, and it's not. It'll happen if you have that kind of interest and sincerity. Bhagavan will definitely get it done. Acharyas will grace you. It will not be. You will not find it difficult. You will see that Veda Adhyana will get done properly. And to start with, at least important portions such as the Panchashanti, Panchasuktas, Taittiriya Upanishad, Mahanarayana Upanishad. In this order, they are important. And the Aruna Prashna, Achidra, Ashwamedha Prashnas, and Kataka. These are all recited on special occasions and in temples, in ashramas, mutts, and all that on special occasions. These are all commonly used portions of the Veda. So these things, at least at a minimum, you can start learning with proper swaras. And then you can try to do Veda Dhyanam fully as much as possible. Additional Anika Granthas will tell you many things that you have to be done. And Anika Granthas are there in all the ashramas and matas. For example, after Snana Bath, you are supposed to do a Snananga Tarpana. Okay, that has to be done before Pratha Sandhya. So these are all not taking time. It will take just 2 minutes to do. It's not difficult. And then Brahma Yajna. Brahma Yajna also can be finished in few minutes. Okay, it is not very difficult. You can, the Veda itself gives permission to recite at least one Panchashat, that is enough. Whatever we have learned, Veda, in order to remember that, this Brahma Yajna is very important. So daily you have to recite. The prescribed thing is, general practice is one prashna per day. So we have 82 prashnas in Yajurveda. Over a period of 82 days, you would have recited complete Yajurveda once and then repeat again from the beginning. Like that, it continues. It's not easy for everyone to do one prashna at a time every day. You can, even Veda itself says you can just do one Panchashat. That also is enough. One Panchashat, if you do one Panjadi, that is enough per daily. Or one Anuvaka, whatever possible, you can do. So with that, you can finish Brahma Yajna within 5 minutes. So these are all, of course, has to be done with Upadesha. And it's not necessary that you have to finish Veda Dhyana for doing Brahma Yajna. And you can do start Brahma Yajna no problem. And you can recite whatever mantras you have learned. From that, you start reciting every day. Okay, and then over a period of time, learn more Veda, do complete Veda Dhyana as much as possible. So, like this, the Anika Grantha says many things like that. Then you can add Upasana, Vaishwadeva, and things like that. And for all that, there are certain ways by which we can do it in a simplified way also. Okay, and it's not very difficult. And over a period of time, none of them you will feel burden, and you will feel that it's nice that you are able to do all that. So initially you may find like that, but with practice, it will become easy for you. So this is specifically from the point of view of men. Just a few things I wanted to tell. Anything in these, the details anybody wants, or anything specifically anyone wants to know, you can contact me also, or contact anybody close to you, known to you, and then get the details. It's very important that you should get the details and then do it. Okay, that is something which I would definitely recommend strongly. That's what the Shastra says. And after having done Samashrayanam, you are all eligible to all these things. So that's all the more important that you should be able to do all these things. So any questions, anything? These are the few things that I just want to tell from men's point of view. The specific mantras and other things I am not telling here, but you can always, the Dhyana Shloka and all, we can share it later on. That is not a big problem. But anything else anybody wants to know, you can ask me specific questions.
Namaskaram, Swami.
Yeah.
Adi, in Japam, should we do it standing or sitting?
Sitting only.
Okay, Swami.
Only the Madhyanika Sandhya Vandana itself has to be done standing. That is how it is prescribed.
Okay.
The Madhyanika Sandhya Vandana has to be done standing. There, the Gayatri Japam also will be done in the standing position only.
But for ladies, it is always sitting.
In the Pratha Sandhya also. Sandhya Vandana, Pratha Sandhya and Madhyanik Sandhya is morning. Ladies, Japam has to be done sitting only. Men also, Japam, they do sitting only. Only during Sandhya Vandanam, Pratha Sandhya and Madhyanik Sandhya, they stand and do it. So that time, the Japam also, Gayatri Japam, it is a part of the Sandhya Vandanam. It will be done in the standing position only. But the Mula Mantra, Dvaya Mantra and Charma Shloka, they are done in the sitting position only.
Adi, Dhanyas.
Yeah. Dhyana is generally done sitting portion only. That is told in the Brahma Sutra also, for Upasikas also. Yeah, dhyana has to be done in sitting portion. Asina Sambhavat, the Sutra says you have to sit and do dhyana.
Can you kindly tell us how many times we have to recite Ashtaksri and Dvayam and Charma Shlokam again?
Yeah, for see, there is no specific thing like that. Depends on your time and your interest and your, how much you want to spend time, devote time to that. So for women, whenever when you get time, you can do it either 3 times or 10 times or 28 times or 108 times, depending on your time availability and interest. You can do any of these times. And for men also, it is the same thing. The number count is not very important. Sometimes I have observed that when you do less count, you do it more carefully. When you want to do 108, when we are in a hurry to go to office, we may just do it extremely fast at high speed, and it may not be very effective. But when you do only 10, for example, you will try to do it properly and do it. So sometimes there is an advantage also doing that. Okay, so number count is not very important. How much you contemplate on the meanings and do it, and then how well you recite the mantra, clarity, and all those things. Those are all very important. Okay, and for men, of course, with Chandas and Rishi, Chandas, Devata, and the Tanyan of the Acharyan who has taught you, all these things are very important. And during Ashaucham and all, it's the minimum is prescribed. Okay, only 3 times or 10 times maximum, not beyond that. Even Gayatri Japam of Sandhya Vandanam, that is a minimum, that is only is prescribed, not beyond that.
Again, and a question: how do we engage visually with God?
You engage?
How do we engage visually? In the sense, how do we visualize God in our minds? Because in this fast-paced world, even during our workplace, like, is there any particular visualization that we could have different times so that it just brings us back to a cosmic, bring us back to our consciousness in a better way, like not avoid distractions, etc.
See, the Brahma Sutra says, Yatra ekagrata tatra avisheshat. Any time, any place which you feel that you are able to concentrate, you can choose that. Okay, time and place, both, you can choose. But generally for these mantras, that is told for upasakas, of course. They are all the time devoted to that dhyana and all that. For us, it is important for us to be in a, with proper shuddhi and all those things. So in office, you are sitting, you may be wearing shoes, pant and all those things, and you may not be sitting in a very place where you will not be happy with the shuddhi that you have. And because of that, morning is the best time, according to me, or evening also you can do. Any Divyamangala Vigraha that you have sanctified in the temples or is there in your house, you can contemplate on that. Go on, for example, Rangapriya Swami used to suggest, go to Hedatale and sit in front of the God for 1 hour and keep looking at the God, okay, the Divyamangala Vigraha of God. Okay, and then if you like that, you can practice also. Then you will start, you will start, the image will keep coming to you in the mind.
Thanks.
Narasimhan Narayan Swamiji. I have one question, like when we offer prasad bhoga to God, which mantra should we chant when we offer bhoga to God?
When there is no mantra like that, okay, and you can just say that, oh Bhagavan, I am offering you whatever I have made, okay. Some shlokas are there which you can probably recite. That those shlokas can be recited. I can share that later on with you.
And how much time we should keep the bhoga in front of the God, because we have
there is no prescribed time and all like that. What is that is all your feelings. See, Bhashikara says it's all bhava. Okay, most important thing in Aradhana is, or any of this karmanushtana, is bhava. Bhava is the most important thing. Okay, nothing else is given that much importance. So it is up to your feelings and your emotions and how you are able to think about it. So like that, it's up to individual. So there is no prescribed time that you have to keep for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, like that.
Thank you so much.
Now someone has asked a question, where can I get Thiruman and Sri Churnam? That is a very good question.
Any Divyadesham temple you go, you will be able to buy it, and it's a good place to buy Divyadeshams. And where it has to be collected and all for people, that in Satcharitra Raksha Swami Deshikam says where it can be connected, that Mutika and all, where it has to be collected, all that there is a pramana, okay, all that he quotes. But we are not able to do that most of the time. So we assume that Divya Kshetras are all Pavitra Kshetras, where they sell this Thiruman Charanam. I think that's a good place. And Acharya Sannidhi, for example, in Ahobil Matam or Ardhamanashram, things like that. Those are all places where you can, when there is, you can buy it there.
Specifically, when Irish singer comes, then one Mr. Badri Swami, he sells very good Thiruman and Sri Charanam. Also in Melkote and Kanchipuram, Srirangam, you can get in front of the temple premises. you can get. It will be very pure.
And also Punal also the same thing. Okay, Punal and Darbe and all that, you should collect from a Shuddha place, Pavitra place. So in Ahobilmat you can get all that. When Swami Acharya is there, wherever Acharya is there, that Badri Swami will give you Punal which is done, proper Pratishtha has been done for the Punal. If you buy by any shop, Pratishtha will not be done. You will have to do Devata Pratishtha there yourself. So that procedure you may not know. So it is better to take it from your Vadhyar who might have done the Pratishtha, whom you know would have done the Pratishtha and kept, and you can take it from them. Or you can buy it from Ahobilmat, where Badri Swami, if you ask, he will tell you Pratishtha and Punal Guru Gavdena, he will give you Punal which is undergone Pratishtha properly. And then Darbes and things like that, you know, these are all applied to all these also.
Someone wants us to pronounce the mantras, but are there anyone who has not taken Upadesha in this group? If someone is there, then we cannot pronounce the mantras. Else,
no, I think it's better to do one.
We will do it personally.
Once they can call me and I can tell them over phone.
Okay.
It has to be done Ashat Karana, no? So it's generally 1-to-1.
If there is no one who has not taken the Samashrayanam, we can tell the Dvayamantra and Charmashloka?
Dvayamantra can be told.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is Dvayamantra and Charmashloka is not a problem. Generally, Dvayamantra.
So Dvayamantra is Shriman Narayana Charanau. Charanau is feet, cha. Sharanam Prapadye Sha. That means I surrender. Shriman Narayana Charanau Sharanam Prapadye Shrimate Narayanaya Namaha. That is Dvayamantram. And Charamashlokamam Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Sharanam Vraja. Aham Tva Sarva Papebhyo Mokshayishyami Ma Shuchaha. This is the pronunciation. About Ashtakshara, you can contact us personally. Any other question you can ask. About a Dhyana Shloka also, you can contact personally, because he says you should not be told.
That can be shared. That can be, we can enter it and share it.
Shall I tell the Dhyana Shlokas?
Yeah, you can tell. Dhyana Shlokas can be told.
The Dhyana Shlokas for Ashtakshara. Savyam padam prasarya shrita durita haram dakshinam kunchayitva janun yadaya svetara mitara bhujam naga bhoge nidaya paschat bahudvayena pratibhata shamane dharayan shankha chakre devi bhushadi jushto janayatu jagatam sharma vaikuntha natha. Here one visualizes Paramapadanatha, the Lord in Sri Vaikuntha. Yad antastham acheshena vangmayam veda vaidikam tasmai vyapaka mukhyaya mantraya mahate namaha. This is for Ashtakshara. It tells the glory of Ashtakshara mantra. Now Sharanagati mantra or Dvaya mantra, the Dhyana Shloka. Kshirambo nidhi ratna mantapa maha sauvarna simhasane Vamankye sthitaya prasanna vadanam Shrikantya lingitam Dordhandankita shankha pankaja gada shakrairudara shriyam Tvam nityam kalayami janma vimukho Lakshmisha Narayanam. You can visualize any Lakshmi Narayana Perumal. Then the Dhyana Shloka for Charama Shloka is Yat Prapattim Vina Sarvai Yasya Maya Duratyaya Dhananjaya Rathastam Tat Prapadye Paramam Mahaha. This is visualizing Lord as Paramam Mahaha, or in the form of light. and understanding that without propitiating the Lord, we cannot cross this Maya. So, visualizing the Lord like this, one does Charma Shloka Japa. Now,
Dhananjaya Rasastham Tam Prapadye Paramamaha. Tat is Tam Prapadye Paramamaha.
yeah.
Shrikantaya Lingita. Antya is Kantaya Lingita. You can write it and give it more clarity.
No, the writing is there. They want to know the pronunciation.
Oh, okay.
Yad prapattim vina sarvaihi yasya maya duratyaya dhananjaya rathastam tat prapadye. It's given tat in the Kanyan Pustakam.
Prapadye Paramam.
But it's given tat in this. And tam prapadye paramam mahaha. So that is the Dhyana Shloka. Manasika Aradhanam, we are sharing with you as audio file that was rendered by my Acharya when he did Samashrayanam for me. And also we are sharing with you a handout about Urdhva Pundra Dhyana Shlokas. The picture of the Lord who is present in each of the 12 places is also there in the handout. Take a look at it. And you can listen to the recording for the pronunciation and do the dhyana of the Urdhva Pundra. So, finally...
Tati is also correct. Tati is correct there. Mahaha. Tati Prapadye Param. Yeah. That Tati is correct. Yeah, I'm sorry. Tam is not there. Mahaha is Napumsakalinga. Prapadye. Tati Prapadye Param.
So, the final one, again, I read the dhyana shloka for Charama shloka. Yat prapattim vina sarvai yasya maya duratyaya dhananjaya rathastham tat prapadye paramam mahaha. This is the dhyana shloka. So we have now seen how to do achamana, how to adorn the urdhva pundras, and then how to do the mantra japa, how many times to do and how to do it. So we begin with this. And then you can add on Manasika Aradhanam. And for men who want to learn further the Swaras or Bahya Aradhanam, they are free to contact us. We will put you in touch with the person, whoever is free, we will put you in touch.
So there are a couple of questions I see here.
Okay, in the
One
chat.
is Thananga Tarpanam. Thananga Tarpanam means the Tarpanam which is done as a part of the Snana, after the Snana. And so that is a particular procedure which is prescribed in the Shastra. Okay, and there Deva, Rishi, Pitru Tarpana is being done with water daily. And also the Pitrus. So that is something which everybody has to do as per the Anika Anushtanas that are prescribed in the Shastra. And that one has to learn. If you have got Brahma Yajna Upadesha, then you can do it. You don't need additional Upadesha for Snananga Tarpana. You will be able to do by yourself. Otherwise, you will have to get Upadesha of that. And the Pranava pronunciation for men and for women being different, that is as per the Shastra, that's all. The Shastra says specifically that this has to be done like this. So that's how it is.
Any other questions?
அடியேன் சுவாமி, இது பிராத்த சந்தியா வந்து சூரியோதயத்துக்கு முன்னாடி பண்ணலாமா சுவாமி? வெளியூருக்கு ஏதாவது கிளம்புறதா இருந்தா
பண்ணலாம். அது விருதோட பண்றது பெட்டர். பண்ணலாம், அதுல ஒன்றும் தோஷம் இல்லை. முதலும் கூட பண்ணலாம். சூரியோதயத்துக்கு முதல்ல தான் பண்ணணும் அது.
நமஸ்காரம் மாமி.
நமஸ்காரம்.
அதே இந்த பிரம்ம தர்ப்பணம் பண்றாளே, ரிஷி தர்ப்பணம் பித்திருத்தம், அப்புறம் ஆஃப்டர் சந்தியாவந்தனம் தானே அது?
ஆமா ஆமா இல்ல அது பிஃபோர் சந்தியாவந்தனம். பிஃபோர் சந்தியாவந்தனம் immediately after bath. ஆமா ஸ்நானாங்க தர்ப்பணம். Brahmayajnam is after Sandhyavandanam Japam. Anytime you can
That
do.
is okay. Pitri Tarpanam, Rishi Tarpanam, Snanam Panni, Takshanam Pannanam. Before Sandhyavandanam.
Ama.
No, he is asking Naimitika Tarpanam.
Urdhva Kunda Dharana Ardham Pannanam. Idu Snananga Tarpanam, what I am telling. If you are talking about Amavasya Sankramana Tarpanams, that has to be done after.
Regular, daily.
Daily Snananga Tarpanam has to be done after Urdhva Kunda Dharanam. Before Sandhya. Before Sandhya.
Okay. Thanks.
There is Uttamur Swami has published the Tirukunadai Deshika Nanika Grantham. You can refer to that also. There you will see all these details. Tirukunadai Andavan Anika Grantha is very popular. Most people follow that. Even Anika Granthas and all, you will see reference from there only.
Where will get that?
That from Uttamur publication Chennai you can get it.
No, Tirukunadai Andavan.
Yeah, Tirukunadai Andavan only he follows. So you can refer that for anything. It's a wonderful book. He has given everything, but it's all in Sanskrit. So you should be able to. You can ask somebody and then over a period of time.
No, Sanskrit I am able to understand, but not Tamil.
It's in all Sanskrit only, completely.
Okay. No, it is regarding Madhyanika. It is better to do after Tiruvaradhanam in the morning, is it correct?
Both are there because Ijyaradhana is done after Madhyanika many times.
Yes.
So since we do Sankalpa as Ijyaradhana, many people do it Madhyanika, they do and then do Aradhana. So it is before 12 o'clock. Some people prefer to do after Aradhana. I think both are seen. It should be okay.
Okay.
What about on Amavasya day, Adiyan? What about on
Amavasya and all that? After Devakaryas only Pitrikaryas has to be done. Pitrishraddhas and all that. So you have to finish all these things, whatever Devakaryas are there, Anushtana, Aradhanam, Sandhyavandanam, Japam and Brahma Yajnam, Vaishyadevam, all that. These are all Devakarmas. Finishing after this only Pitrikarma has to be done, Tarpanam has to be done. And during Sankramanam alone, if there is that Punyakala is prescribed earlier, you can do that time alone. So for Sankramanam alone, you can do whenever Punyakala is prescribed.
What about Kolam on Amavasya? Kolam?
See, you can put Kolam. Only Shraddha days it not generally put.
Anything other than this for post Prapanna's duties and following?
Prapanna's duties you have to refer to Rahasya Tresaram. You will get in great detail all the things.
Yeah.
Main thing is that Devata Antara you have to give up. Okay, Prayojana Antara you have to give up. Devata Antara you have to give up. These are the most important things. Upaya Antara you have to give up. Don't do any other upaya for any other prayojana with any other devate. For this, that is enough.
Now we go to the next part of the program, and Sujata will announce the process of the challenge.
I want to ask one more question, Mami.
Yeah.
In some houses, some people will do this, in the Naga Puja Pandala. Can we do that after Varanyasam?
No.
Not do. If you want to do as Devata Aradhana, you can do, not for any other benefit.
Sorry. Okay.
But it is not a must that you have to do. Only some karmas if you are forced to do, or if for some social obligation, then if you are able, if you want to do, you have to do it as Devata Aradhana, Bhagavan's Aradhana, from that drishti, that's all. Not anything else. But to combine it with Nityanayamiti, as if it's a Nityanayamiti karma, similar way, you do it without any benefit. Like that.
Okay.
Aryan. Thank you so much, Mama and Mami, for your patient explanation of all the Anushtanas. This brings us to the next phase. We will try to cover this in the next 5 minutes. We have learned in great detail how to do all of the japa. Now it's time for us to put all of this into practical practice. So we're starting.
I will take leave.
Adiyan, Mama. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Danu Singh. So starting tomorrow, SRG School of Vedanta is starting a 21-day challenge of japa. I'm going to quickly share my screen. We will spend 5 minutes going through what this 21-day challenge is all about. So we've heard both from Mama and Mami what are all the benefits. How do we do the japa? And when we are able to contemplate on the meaning of each of the mantram and do the japa, and we would like to initiate this for a 21-day period because this is said to give profound quietness in the mind, a lot of clarity of mind, and most importantly, it sets us into a discipline. So we're starting this challenge from tomorrow. Anybody who is interested, please message us in the WhatsApp group and we will include you into this challenge. What is required out of each one of us is already published by Soumya in this flyer. So we will also be sharing this flyer with each one of you who is interested. What is required out of us is we need a commitment from each one of us. We will have to do this at a prescribed time, sitting in the same place so that that place and ourselves start getting that positive energy. And we'll have to do this as a selfless offering to our Acharya Parampara and to Perumal. So in order to track your progress, we will be requesting you to send in your count. As Mama and Mami mentioned, number of counts is not important. With what bhavam we are doing, how much we are able to contemplate on the meaning of the mantra is what is important. We can do the Ashtakshari or the Dvaya mantra or the Charma Shloka or all of these three. Anything is okay based on your convenience. We will further message in the group. So please, anybody who is interested in being part of this challenge, please message us after this session and we'll be happy to include you into this challenge. On that note, we come to a closure of today's wonderful session. It has been an extremely engaging session. Mami, any closing words from you before I give the vote of thanks?
Yeah, as very rightly suggested by Soumya, who has very successfully incorporated Japam in her life. She gets up in Brahma Muhurtam and does Japam, and today was, I think, the 100th day, and she's got enormous benefits. And that is why she has initiated this program. We would request all of you to join that WhatsApp group and share your experiences as you move along this 21 days. The count is not important, that's fine, but the regularity is important. Every day you have to chant the mantras. If you don't chant the mantra, my Acharya has told me that the mantra will curse you. And on another occasion, I heard that Abhinava Ranganatha Swami has told his Shishya that if you don't chant the mantra which you have been given as Upadesha, both the Acharya and the Shishya will go to Naraka. So it is very important to chant the mantra at least 3 times, and regularity is important. Only when you start doing it regularly, it will become very easy for you. It hardly takes 5 minutes for us to do it now, but those who want to do it for longer times have benefited immensely. Therefore, I request you all to join this challenge. Those who have done Samashrayanam recently, unless you join a group like this, you will not be very regular in chanting the Taniyan and keeping the Urdu Pundram, as well as incorporating Anushtanas like Achamana and most importantly Mantra Japa. I would request you all to join the group, share your experience and make this project a great success. We are doing all this only to please Lord Sriman Narayana and the Acharya Parampara. May the Acharya's graces to make this a successful attempt.
Thank you so much.
Dhanyavada. Adiyan.
Thank you so much, Adiyan Mami. Just a quick vote of thanks from Adiyan's side. I'd like to start by thanking our Pracharya and NSA.
One question is there. Hello.
Yes, please.
Hello.
Yeah, what we will do, Mr. Raman Swami, we will do the vote of thanks. Those who want to leave can leave. Then we will entertain questions. We will be there however long you want to answer the questions.
Okay.
But for those who want to leave, let us just make a formal ending. Okay. Yeah. Please 2 minutes you give us. Yeah.
Yeah. So our heartfelt gratitude starts with our Pracharyan, Sri Uve NSA Swami, who has been blessing us through this journey. Every step that we're taking in SRG school starts and continues with his benign blessings. Thank you so much to Narasimhan Mama and Usha Mami for being so kind and taking out their time. They have immense number of kalakshepams that they take during Sundays, and we are all part of it. For them to take out this time really means a lot. All the work behind today's session and every SRG school's initiative cannot move an inch without Saumya. Saumya is the force behind every letter syllable that you have seen in the presentations, to the format, to the branding, to everything has been done by her. Adiyan is just a small part of this entire Kainkariam. Every Kainkariam is only successful when we have Bhagavatas to be served. So thank you to each one of you for taking out the time out of your busy lives today and joining our today's session. Dhanyosmi to everybody. Kavitarkika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha Srimate Nigamanta Mahadeshikaya Namaha Srimate Anantarangarya Mahadeshikaya Namaha. Dhanyosmi.
Thank you, Sujata.
ஒரு கொஸ்டின் கேட்கட்டுமா இப்போ?
சொல்லுங்க கேளுங்க.
மாமி, இப்போ சாயங்காலம் இந்த கார்த்தாலே ஜபம் பண்றோம் ஆஃப்டர் பாத், அஷ்டாட்சரி துவயமந்திரம் சரம ஸ்லோகம் இல்ல. ஈவினிங்கும் பண்ணணுமா?
ஆமா, ஈவினிங்கும் நீங்க மடியா இருக்கணும், அஷ்டாட்சரம் பண்ணணும்.
எடுக்கிறது இல்லையா? அப்போ கை கால் அல்மெண்ட் ஆச்சமனம் பண்ணலாமா?
நீங்க மந்திர ஸ்நானம் பண்ணணும். மந்திர ஸ்நானம் பண்ணி எவ்வளவு காயத்ரி பண்றீங்களோ அவ்வளவு அஷ்டாட்சரம் பண்ணு.
மார்னிங் சரி, ஈவினிங்
சாயங்காலம். ஆமா, ஈவினிங்.
ஈவினிங் கை கால் அல்மெண்ட் ஆச்சமனம் பண்ணி மந்திர ஸ்நானம் பண்ணணும். ரைட். மாமி, அந்த டீடைல்ஸ் எல்லாம் அனுப்பிங்க. ரொம்ப நல்லா இருந்த செஷன், எக்ஸலென்ட். மாமா மாமி ரெண்டு பேருக்கும்
ஆச்சாரியன் அனுகிரகம்.
ரொம்ப நல்லா எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணுங்க. நீங்க அது டீடைல்ஸ் அனுப்பிக்கீங்களா எஸ்ஆர்ஜி ஸ்கூல்ல?
ஆமா, இந்த ஸ்லைடு வந்து வாட்ஸ்அப் குரூப்ல போஸ்ட் பண்ணுவோம். ஸ்லைட் பிரசன்டேஷன்,
அது மானசிக ஆராதனம், அது மந்திரம், அதெல்லாம்.
ஆமா, எல்லாமே ஹேண்ட் அவுட் எல்லாமே வாட்ஸ்அப் குரூப்ல போஸ்ட் பண்ணுவா சௌமியா. சௌமியா,
நமஸ்காரம். நமஸ்காரம் மாமி, மாமாக்கு சொல்லுங்க.
thank you so much. நமஸ்காரம். அடியேன். சௌமியா.
Mami, there is a question. Can you please give example of what is Brahma Muhurta if sunrise is at 6 a.m.?
4:30
to 6.
You can say
2 6.
1.5 hours before sunrise. You can check on internet, all the Brahma Muhurta timings will be there. Every day's Brahma Muhurta timings are there.
So we have to invariably get up at during Brahma Muhurta.
Yes. Even slightly before that, so that you can get ready with bath and then do the japa.
At least by 5.
Saumya, so what? She is the one who's practicing.
Yeah.
Saumya.
Yes. She has got a lot of benefit, I think. She has,
yeah. That's why she's initiated this.
Yeah. Yes. Because we
what
have.
What time do you get up?
I wake up around 4:15 or max 4:30. So
hello?
I usually, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Louder means?
So my everyday routine starts around 4 or 4:30, between that. So,
I see, very fine.
Yeah.
So we have to start practicing that.
Sorry?
We have to start practicing that.
Yeah. So slowly what I suggest is, instead of doing it overnight, slowly start shifting like 15 minutes every day,
Ah.
so that the mind doesn't oppose waking
Yeah.
up so early. Yeah, because it will be fascinating to wake up on 1 or 2 days. Later, the mind pulls us back to our
Yeah.
regular waking up time. So we
Agreed.
can take it slower. Yeah.
But night only we have to sleep early by 10 o'clock or like that.
That is a trick actually. Yeah.
Ah.
So she's saying don't immediately aim for 4 o'clock. If you're normally getting up at 6:30, aim for 6:15. Then after 1 week, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Then after 1 week, 5:45, like that. That's a
Yeah.
workable plan. That's
Agreed.
very right.
Bye.
And Christian Mama has asked, can we do Madhyanikam early in the morning? Yes, I have seen my husband do that. Both before going to office, he used to do Madhyanika and Pratha Sandhya. And after coming from office, do Sayam Sandhya. That's what he did.
That means at least after 9, I think. After 8:39 we can do.
Yeah, you can. There's no other way out if you're going to office.
Yeah.
If you're at home, you
Otherwise,
can. Yeah.
when we are at home, it is 11:45, 12.
Yes, and Pratha Sandhya is done before sunrise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before 6:30.
Yes, before sunrise. The sunrise you can see from internet. One has to make it a habit to see the Panchanga of every day also.
Yeah.
So, and that you can see the, yeah.
That is very, very important. But in other season, cold season, it is very difficult. In summer, we can do it.
That's true. You can do Pratha Sandhya with doing Mantra Snanam also. I've seen elders in the house do that. And
what, madam?
you can do Pratha Sandhya with Mantra Snanam also.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sriman Narayan.
Okay. Thank you, Mami.
Thank you.
Ma'am, are you able to hear?
Yeah, I can hear.
Ma'am, I have query like we can do japa on Tulsi Mala?
Have you taken Upadesha from Ramanuja Sampradaya?
Yes, from the Hayagriva Mutt only last.
Okay. Then we do not encourage using Tulsi Mala because that said to generate a lot of heat in the body. So we encourage people to use their fingers on the partition on the fingers to count.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, before Samashrayanam we are doing japa like Hari Nama japa.
Yeah. We in the Ramanuja Sampradaya we don't encourage that because it generates heat. We also don't wear the Tulsi Mala because it generates heat. I personally learned from my Acharya. Just recently he told me that we all don't wear, and women don't wear, men wear just during the Aradhanam and take it off. It generates heat in the body.
Because I am wearing from longer time. It's almost 12 weeks I am wearing Tulsi Kanthi Mala.
It's okay.
So you want me to remove it, or shall I continue with that? Because I have never removed from my body till now.
Wear it. It's okay.
So japa we have to do in hand out. I have a habit in my mala. I have mala. It's with me for 12 years that I do the japa.
In our Sampradaya, we recommend doing it with hand only.
Mami, any other mala to be used to wear?
No, hand only, and that benefits the hand because we many times I see that the palms and the back, the sole of the leg, they're having all the energy centers which control all the organs of the body.
Yeah.
So it's better if you use that for japam and press those positions. It'll benefit you.
All those correct. But for wearing malas for our body,
Swami told me, my Acharya, that I should not wear it. I used to wear it. He said I should not wear it because it generates a lot of heat in the body.
No, not only Tulsi, any other mala? Spatika
No. You have to go by what the seniors in our community do. For anything, any doubt you have, it's very simple. Observe a person who is following the Vedic rituals sincerely and people in the matham or ashrama, then you can easily conclude
If you
what
and
is to be
Mama
done.
tell, that is a final.
Not like that. You can even see the people in your Parakal Matham, Viru Swami,
Yes.
and all those people also. And
Yeah. Only Poonal will be there. That's all.
Yeah.
Anushtanam and Japam, that is important.
And Atma Gunam.
Atma Gunam, you have sent any information through WhatsApp, madam, Mami?
Atma Gunam is to begin with, understand that you are at the mercy of the Lord. If anything we are able to do, it is because of Him. And once we internalize that, we will not take credit for anything at all. When we are like that, when we don't pride ourselves about anything, automatically Atma Gunas will come. We don't
I don't take any pride because everything is God. He only gives buddhi and everything.
Yeah, so also if someone else is not up to the mark or someone else is extremely good, we don't attribute the soul or the body for that. It's all God's play. When we think of the world like that, then we will have no judgments about people. We will not be judgmental about our own selves.
Yes.
We'll just continue to enjoy the Leela of the Lord as we move on in this world.
Yes.
That if that attitude is there, then all things like daya, whatever you feel for yourself, you will feel for others also.
Yes.
Then kshama, tolerance, sarvabhuta hite rataha, always being involved in doing good to others. These atma gunas will come automatically once you think of yourself to be exactly the same as the person, and everything is run only by the Lord, and it is the Leela of the Lord. And if you join the Kalakshepams, then this is very easy to develop, because every now and then people share their experiences and we go through the texts of the Acharyas. By constantly reminding ourselves, it becomes easier to develop these Atma Gunas.
If there is any notes, kindly send, Mami.
Sure, Mama. Thank you very much for encouraging us and joining all our programs. Thank you very much.
We are definitely enjoying your program, knowledge, everything, Mami.
I am very proud to say that you are a direct lineage of Sri Shaila Purna. Right? Yeah.
Namaskaram, Mami. Now I will come to you and prostrate. Pranams to you and Mama.
Thank you very much for encouraging us.
And we looking after your this one school of SRG through WhatsApp regularly.
Oh, very nice, Mama. Thank you so
much. Once I did, I have taken Baranyasam means I should know everything. Other even a small mistake I should not do. I should learn, go on daily something. No. That's what I feel.
Yes, very true. We should pray to God that also, that we don't hurt anybody.
We should get good acharya.
All these things also we should pray to God every day. So Krishnan Mama has asked, what is mantra snanam?
Mantra snanam.
I will do one thing. I'll ask my husband to do Upadesha. You have to take Upadesha for that. It's a part of the Sandhya Vandanam procedure.
If many people are there, I will also join and we'll get the Upadesha online itself.
Okay, fine. I will ask my husband to do that.
Mantra Snanam is what you are asking now, but Mantra Snanam. So in Sandhya Vandanam, you do this Apo Ishtetri Mantrasya,
Yes.
That mantra you have to recite and do Prokshanam on your head.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mama. So, Apo Ishta is what is Mantra Snanam.
But it actually brings the Shuddhi, and so that mantram you can do and you can recite and tell that. Generally for everyone, like women and all, if they apavitra pavitro va sarvavasthang
That is for purity.
Smaret Pundari Kaksham Sabhakya Abhyantara Shuchihi and do Prokshana. For men, we can do this Apohashteti Mantrasya. That one.
So men need not tell apavitra pavitrova.
Men also should tell. It basically says one who is thinking about Bhagavan, he will be pure in all states. Okay, that is there for everyone. But since this is specifically prescribed as a part of Sandhya Vandanam, this you can tell additionally.
Sorry, Mama. Are you talking about the Apohishta Mayobhuva mantra?
Correct. Apohishta mantra says Sindhu Dviparichi Devigari. We'd say that, no? Apohishta Mayobhuha Tano Urjedata Dada. Say that one.
Yeah. Okay.
That one you can recite and do Prokshanam.
Okay.
Yeah.
With that, they can use start the Sandhya.
If you are not able to do proper Sandhya Vandanam, okay, I mean proper Snanam. See, in Snanam, there are 7 types of Snana that are mentioned. Snanam Saptavidam Proktam. All have got the same effect. But the Mukhya Kalpa, whenever possible, you have to do the Mukhya Kalpa, the primary, where you take Snanam with proper bath, with water. In case you are sick or you are high fever, you are not able to do that, you can follow this method. Okay, only when you are not able to follow the main path.
But Dasan Mama, daily we have to take a head bath, no? Daily?
Daily you are supposed to take head bath, yes. If for some reason it is not, you feel uncomfortable or you are cold or something like that, you can do this also. You can tell during Snanam even Agamarshana Sukta and do Prokshana and then take the Nam.
Agamarshana Sukta?
Yeah. During Snanam, anyway, Agamarshana Sukta is supposed to be said.
Kindly tell me, sir, what is that?
That is in Mahanarayana Upanishad. If you have studied Mahanarayana Upanishad, you will know which Swara. Otherwise, you can learn it from somebody. Ritan Om Ritancha Satyancha Bhi Dhat Tapasodhyajayata Tathora Trirajayata Tatas Samudro Arunamaha. That mantra. There are 2 mantras following that. That is called Agamarshana Sukta.
Okay.
If you have Mahanarayana Upanishad book also, Uttamur Swami's Vyakhyana book is also there. In Rangaramanuja Bhashya Vyakhyana book published by Uttamur Swami, he has given subtitles for each mantra also. Okay, this is Agamarshana Sukta, this is Muhurta Punta Dharana. For example, the Mritika Shloka, Mritika Dharana, okay, mantras, all those are separated with subtitle and given there.
Can you just post in WhatsApp?
Yeah, that soft copy can be downloaded also. It's available. No, this I am telling about Mahanarayana Upanishad, where it is specifically categorized and given. Uttamur Swami has published Mahanarayana Upanishad with Vyakhyanam of Rangaramanuja. There, he has separated the mantras with the subtitles, okay, which are very useful. Normally, you don't find it everywhere.
Yes, kindly share, Mama.
Yeah.
Please. Manasika Aradhana, that mantra?
Manasika Aradhana is the same mantras men can use with whatever you do in Bahya Aradhana. There we need not tell all the mantras, etc. Mantrasana, you are doing some mantrasana, samarpanam, snanasanam, like that, and Manasika, in your mind you run through the entire Aradhana, what you do, Bahya Aradhana.
There is no specific mantra for that?
No specific, these mantras only. Aradhanam is the same, only it is done Manasika instead of Bahya. So you don't have the Arghya Patra and all there, but you can imagine you are offering Arghya Padya and all those things like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Arghya 1 time, Padya 2 time, Achaniyam 3 times.
Correct.
Shuddhodakam?
Both can be even. Shuddhodakam is just one for each one of them. Arghya and Padya after that. You use the Shuddhodakam, okay, because The Padya Tirtha is not supposed to be mixed with Arghya. Arghya should not be mixed with Padya. These two should not be mixed with Achamaniya. That is why in between we use the Shuddhodaka.
Yeah. After Shuddhodaka, again Achamaniya.
Correct. Achamaniya is the last. Achamaniya Tirtha can be, there is no problem with, you don't have to.
After Achamaniya, again Shuddhodaka.
Not required.
Not required.
Thank you all. If there are no more questions, we can
Thanks, Mami.
close for the day.
Beautiful session.
Thank you so much. Thank you all.